All right, everybody, welcome to the hoetohusbandpodcast. I'm your host, Terry DeRyan. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay. What's going on, bro?
Not much. Looking forward to another great show lined up for us tonight. But want to quickly remind you can catch us on Grind City TV Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, as well as give us a like on Facebook at Hold Husband Podcast. All right, T.
I got my other co-hosts on the line with me. Got my man, SD. What's good, bro?
What's going on, y'all? Hey, I just want to give my condolences to my co-host Jay Bravo's fantasy football team. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Then I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for keeping the background audio fresh all the time and remind you all to donate to the Hold a Husband podcast on Cash App and PayPal.
I want to remind y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Now, obviously, we got a real interesting topic tonight. Tonight's episode is titled Working with Bae, and we're going to be talking about all the situations that can go down based off of a work romance. But y'all know around here we like to discuss what we've been seeing on our trending topics and our timelines. And obviously, our podcast episode is seasoned after what we've been seeing on the timeline this week. Now, unless you've been under a rock, you know what I'm saying, or you live in another country somewhere, we have all been made aware of the news of Nia Long getting cheated on by Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka. This went a whole bunch of different ways, but I think it's a teachable moment, right? Let's start with accountability. I haven't heard any guy that says that he should not be dealing with the pain or the repercussions that he's dealing with.
Yep.
We feel like he made a mistake as a man. He should have to pay the cost. But this is so many different layers based off the organization, based off the woman involved. So this hit people where it hurts. What y'all think when y'all heard the news?
I honestly, I wasn't surprised. He's a millionaire, man. He's a millionaire, and he in the limelight. He in the NBA. He was an NBA. He's an NBA coach. So it wasn't surprising to me. What surprised me more than anything is that they kept the woman's name a secret.
Yeah.
And we talk about accountability. And 100%, this man here, he was wrong. He cheated on this lady. He violated the team rules. And he has to pay the consequences of that. But he's not the only one that violated team rules.
Exactly.
She violated team rules also because she knew what she shouldn't have been doing. And she was married. He wasn't married. He had a girlfriend, Nia Long. We know it. She was married and got caught by her husband on the Ring camera. That's how this all got found out. So she has just as much responsibility in this particular situation as he does, and I don't like the fact that he is blasted out there and this woman isn't, and it's left up to everybody else to speculate as to who this woman was, because the woman that everybody posted, the black woman that they was posting, that wasn't even her.
Wow.
I posted a photo with her. But you know, it's so crazy, right? There is the protection of the female. But what do you think, Jay? I'll let you.
I mean, you know, it's not uncommon that these things happen in the workplace, but kind of surprised, you know, he did it. But the crazy thing is he made more money as a coach than he did as a player, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. He really secured that bag. So it was like, when this leaked out, it was just like, wow. You know, I don't know if y'all heard Stephen A. Smith on First Take when he went out with Malik Andrews and checked a couple of times about it.
Yeah.
And he made some valid points.
Yeah, I mean, there are valid points. That's what makes this story never ending, right? You have the history of racism with the Celtics organization.
Yeah.
And then you have the historical context. Whenever a white woman gets caught cheating on her husband with a black man, they often cry rape. They often make it like they were taken advantage of, or the situation was forced upon them. So to some degree, this does look like a situation where the white woman's being protected, and the man is being vilified. Even though it's very plausible that she may have been the initiator of the situation.
If I could interject real quick, just a quick, thing on Boston. Like, Boston's a pretty segregated town. I don't know if anyone's been there. It has, an Italian side, Irish side, and a black side, and it's really segregated like that. And Boston's had a history of racism. I mean, Bill Russell wrote about it in his books there.
Yeah,
that's a lot in case people didn't know.
Yeah, a lot of the baseball players too talk about how racist, how they get called names and stuff out in Boston. But here it just reeks of that to me, man. Yeah. Because like I said, this woman was married. She was in the organization, and the coach
and so was her husband, from what I read. Like, she was married to an executive on the team. Yeah, that's what I read.
This is what I'm saying. So the executive of the team, now his wife don't have no consequence of it. This dude gets ran through the mud.
But they're making it seem
through the mud.
Like, but there's a big difference, and I want to differentiate between a man abusing his power, where he's forcing a woman to have sex with him to be able to keep her job or get a promotion, etc., and two people sneaky linking at work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, when it's consensual, when y'all just agreed to hook up, that's very different, and both people should bear the same responsibility. That's not an abuse of your power type situation.
Exactly. And one of the points Stephen A was driving when he first spoke about it, he said, he sees this with NBA franchises all the time. Where they're having relationships and they're not outing them. And this comes back to the racial concept, where, his business put out on Front Street, and not any of those other NBA coaches, executives.
Yeah, man, they have settlements. They have all kinds of shit that go on behind the scenes.
But notice, he got the same punishment as the NBA owner, that the white NBA owner that was out here using the N-word. He got the same punishment as him. Yeah. Like, they on the same level, even though these dudes that's probably punishing him by suspending him probably doing the same thing. Because a lot of these here men, they got these nice looking women,
billionaires, bro.
Yeah, the dancers, the people in the front office, all of these here women around here, man. I can guarantee you this stuff happens on every single team out there, and people know it.
No question.
I know
the rug and don't.
I know y'all seen Winning Time with the Lakers show.
LA Lakers. Yeah,
where they showed Jerry Buss and how he was getting down. Man, it's on HBO. It's on HBO, man. You
good series.
It's a uncut Lakers version of how Magic came in the league. So it's orgies. It's all kind of shit going down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was basically running the Playboy Mansion over there.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, but with celebrities, I mean, this is where a situation where all the men are, like you said, they're all millionaires. They all riding foreign. They can all pay for mistresses and things of that nature. So ladies, even though Nia Long is his woman, no woman is exempt from being cheated on. And there's no set reason why it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like this, there's no one thing that I did see among women is they're like, it's Nia Long, so how could you cheat on Nia Long? Like,
that's like a silly, man.
Right. I mean, she is 51 years old.
She's someone that I've always had a crush on, but you don't know how pleasant it may be to date Nia Long, or what he may have been dealing with to be with her. Like, to think you're dating someone that everybody adores. That has to have some type of impact on how she perceives herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this could be a whole bunch of things that led to this.
Fellas, quick question now. Nia Long is 51 years old. I believe Ime Udoka is what, 43? If I'm
45. He's 45.
Okay. Now I've heard one person say, "Well, she's 51. She's not the prize anymore." What do you fellas think of that one?
Man, listen. We all know that the older a woman gets, the lower her dating market value goes. Like, it is what it is. She's past her prime in her 50s, It is what it is. Not that she ain't a good person and can't
She's
be
very
surprised,
attractive.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
she
no
might
doubt.
she might be a really good woman. We don't know. She might just be a prize because she's a good woman and she's got his kid and all those things. She might be a wifey material type of woman. So I don't want to say she's not the prize in that sense, but
Mhm.
in the sense of being in her prime as a woman, most men won't look at her as a prize because of her, you know what I'm saying, her age, her looks decline, whatever the case. In the 90s, she was a sex symbol. Today,
no doubt.
she's a grandma. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's a
I
little
don't think
different in
she's
the
a girl.
minds of
I
men,
mean,
but I'm just saying
yeah.
she old enough to be one. So, I mean, it
Yeah.
is what it
Obviously,
is.
a woman in her 50s is not going to be as desired as a woman in her
That's what I'm
20s or 30s would be. But I don't think the typical desirability scale can be applied to celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Like, or very rich or famous men. Like those things kind of warp the dating market for a particular person, because there are so many people that want to be with them for the name, for the clout, for the lifestyle. That it's hard to gauge. You know what I mean? But when you do have, he's rich and he's not as nearly as famous, but he's a millionaire and he's well respected. So, and he's not a ugly, you know what I'm saying, fat out of shape dude. So he'll always be able to get attractive women. Will he get another Nia Long if they were to break up? I seriously doubt it.
I mean, in looks wise, like he could get another fine chick.
Oh yeah. Looks wise,
Oh, no
but
He
doubt.
probably won't get
status
an
wise,
actress or something like that, if that's what you mean. But if you're talking looks and beauty and maybe a good woman, of course. But an actress, like on her level that was a sex symbol like that,
yeah.
I don't think
It
he'll
ain't
be
very
able to do
many
that.
of them.
But he ain't gonna go cry about it. He gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. Like, it is what
All
it
right, man.
is.
We gonna keep the ball rolling, man. We gonna get into that this topic a little bit further later on in the show. This next podcast, I think, is something. This next clip that I wanted to show, man. This reminded me of old school parenting. This is a video clip that I saw going viral or being discussed, where a dad decided to remove his daughter's door because she kept locking her door, which is a cardinal sin in the black household. Let's take a look.
I told my daughter to stop locking her door, so here's what I did.
Door lock? No shit, I got this door locked. Alright, open this door. Open the door. So what we don't do, we don't lock doors in this house, okay? We don't lock doors in this house. I done told you about that already. So guess what?
What are you doing?
I'm taking your door.
My door?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. I told you, locking doors in this house. You done lost your mind. Watch out.
Please. No, can I please just have my door back? I won't close it anymore. Oh my gosh.
This literally happened to my wife before. You know what I mean? Like, so
wow.
This is a real thing for some parents, especially as your daughter may get older in age and may be doing some things that parents are looking out for. The only issue I have is I hate when this is a skit of it, or it appears to be a skit. I hate when people record stuff like that and try to make it like it's a life moment. That takes away from it, but the concept itself, if I'm paying the bills and you my child, I'll give you some warning to let you know I'm coming up there, but I bet not, you're not gonna be the one giving me access or not. What y'all think?
In my house.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
You know what? There's a couple things you can't do in a black household. All right, at least in the black household I grew up in, you couldn't close and lock no doors. You can't say what when you're called. You cannot use your parents' first name. You cannot say the word stupid or lie. Those are things you cannot do in the black household, or else there's going to be consequences and repercussions. So I have no problem with a parent doing that. When you talk to a kid, and you let them know, hey, this is what it is. And then they decide to go against that because, as kids, when we get up in age, teenagers, whatever the case, we start feeling ourselves, right? So we want to try to test the boundaries. Okay, I got a boundary for you. Give me this door. Now you can't close nothing. And so I don't have a problem with it at all, because it's one of those lessons that we all learned growing up in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of these kids nowadays have no concept of that type of stuff because they are allowed to do so many things now in the household.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents are disconnected from the kids because of devices and things.
Yep.
So I ain't got no problem.
Nope. At all. I mean, this is more of your guys' land, since both of you guys are parents. I'm nobody's parent as of yet, but I had no problem with him doing it. I feel like as long as you ain't paying no bills, there's no privacy in your parents' house. That's the way I would look at it. But
I wouldn't say no privacy
in the
bathroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to invade. Yeah, you're going to have privacy in the bathroom as far as nakedness or whatnot. But at any given moment, I can come in your room and talk or ask you whatever the hell I need to ask you, whatever the case may be. Like,
I want to touch real quick on SD's point about today's parents. I think the problem what you have with a lot of today's parents, and dare I say the ones that grow up in some of these single mother households, a lot of them try to be their kids' peers, to be their kids' friends, as opposed to being their kids' parents.
Facts.
I think that's the problem that we really have here.
Well, that's more of a result, I think, I would say, of the teenage parent generation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, where they kind of had that problem, because I don't have that issue. I had my daughter when I was 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was an adult. But you see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to dress alike. They want to be, and in a lot of cases, the woman looks younger than she actually is. The daughter's dressing older than she actually is. So you can see them online all the time, where women will sexualize their teenage daughters and things of that nature. So yeah, that's real common.
I've seen mother and daughter go out to clubs and bars and stuff together. I've seen it where it got to that point.
It happens. But you know what? Growing up, I didn't have a room. My father reminded me. No, it was a room I was in, but he kindly reminded me that you don't pay no bills in here, so ain't nothing in here yours. That's my room. I'm letting you use it. That's what my father said. Yeah. Like, you don't pay no bill, ain't nothing in here yours. Them my drawers you wearing, them my pants you wearing, them my shoes you wearing, because I bought them. So don't you dare say that, hey, you can't come in my room, or I'm gonna let you come in my room. My father let you know real quick. He'll get in your face like, what room? What room? like Debo, what room? And you be like, yeah, what room?
It's funny. Esther, you said, you don't call, in your parents' household, you don't call them by name. Man, no. Chris Rock said this, I believe, on Bigger and Blacker back in '99. He said, if your son calls his grandma mommy and calls his mom by his first name, he going to jail.
Man, I still don't call my parents by their first name. I still don't close no doors in their house when I go over there and visit. It's a habit of things that I just don't do because, out of respect for my parents and how my father and my mother run their household, that's just stuck in me. And so when I go to their house, I show them the respect in their home. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not no kid no more.
And that's really what that's about. Like, just give me the respect that you gon' at all times be doing what you know you should be doing in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the only reason a child needs to lock their door, there's only really one reason why parents need to lock their door. Well, two. Yeah. Christmas gifts and sex. Them the only two times I can think of where I need to lock my bedroom door. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's
it happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what it is.
Yeah, well, I don't think their parents these days are really gonna go that far. You know what I mean? Like, but you got a lot of clout chasers out there that make videos to go viral and things of that nature. But I just wanted to see what y'all thought about that concept, because like I said, when I was growing up, it wasn't no such thing as locking the door, man. That was even though I could say, once I became a teenager, my mom was, I would say much more lenient than most in regards to having girls in the house and whatnot. But that was only when she was not there. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a window between when I got out of school at 1 and 5:30 when my mom had got home, where I could do all my dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know what's great? When you get your own thing, and now you can kind of do things in reverse. Because I remember one time, you know what I'm saying, when I had bought my first house, my father came over to my crib, man. He wanted to make him a sandwich, and it was down to the booty. It was, and he made him a sandwich. It was down to the booty ends of the bread. You know, the booty ends front and back, and that was it. That was all that was in the bread. When I was a kid, we weren't allowed to throw that away in his house. Somebody had to eat it. Well, I got it, and I'm finna toss it in the trash. He said, hey, man, don't throw that away. That's good bread. And I had to let him know, like, listen here, dude.
Oh, man. This is my house.
This is my house. All right. So right now, I'm making the rule. If you want to take these booty end pieces of bread home, you go ahead, or else I'm throwing them in the garbage because I paid for them. And he was like, You're right. So it feels good when you can do that in reverse. Respectfully, because you know he still can pull that belt off like Pootie Tang. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. So
man, well, let me ask y'all that real quick.
Yeah.
I'm assuming y'all both got whippings growing up. At what age did you stop getting whoopings?
Man, I was probably 13 or 14, because he was like, man, you getting too big. But what my father used to do was, because me and my brother used to fight all the time. My brother's a little older than me by like 4 years, and I used to always try to test myself on him. He would beat me up, but my father was like, man, you crazy. Why you keep fighting him and you can't beat him? I'm like, because I'm going to get him one day, right? So my father would get tired of it, you know, because we would put holes in walls and different things. So when we got so big, he would do things like make us mop the sidewalk or something in the summertime or something like that. Yeah, he'd come up with something crazy that we had to do in the summer. That way, you know, to stop us from fighting and stuff. So I stopped around 13 or 14, but I got plenty of them, man. Plenty.
Yeah, I think that was around the age where my mom stopped. Well, it wasn't, my last hit wasn't a whooping. She actually slapped me. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that hurt.
And I balled up my fist. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Really?
That was man, I was it was in front of a room full of people, bro. So I didn't like pull my arm back or nothing, but I balled up my fist, and I remember talking some sense into myself, you know what I'm saying? But that was the last time that my mom hit me. I think she saw my reaction, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he getting too big for this. Yeah. My mom never whooped us. It was always my dad. She'll say, hey, wait till your daddy get home. And then that put a whole level of fear inside of you. Yes. And my mom
was the whole day.
It was never my mom. But she'll encourage it though. Like, yeah, get him because he did that. And I'll be like, so, Jay, what about you, man?
Honestly, I can count on one hand. I would get either yanked up or pulled by the ear or something like that. But it wasn't really like wasn't really too many times where I got the belt. But probably after maybe like 10, 11 years old.
Really?
But man, you know what? I kind of learned, hey, let me, if I'm gonna do whatever I ain't supposed to be doing, try to be as discreet as possible in doing it and not get caught.
Man,
man. Hey, but that built character, man.
They do. And I remember one time when I was bigger, I was like 17, and my father hemmed me up one day. And at the time, I didn't realize he was only like, 37. He was still young, but I wasn't thinking about it like that. I'm like, he an old man when I was 17. And I used to, the TV guys used to come in the newspapers back in the day.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And I threw it because I was mad about something, and I threw it, man, hit the wall. And before that TV guy hit the ground, he was so fast, man. He held me up on that wall and was like, "Don't play with me in my house. You don't throw nothing." And I'm sitting there like, "Yo, where did speed and power come from?" Hey, man. Every young man kind of tests his dad at some point, and that was my one point where I tested him as a young man. And I never did it again after that because I knew that, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't as old as I thought he was. So, hey man, it happened.
Use that old man strength on you.
Yeah, at the time he was only 37. You know what I'm saying?
Underestimated, man.
Okay.
Hey, my best friend got 2 pieces by his dad trying to run up on him like that.
It happens, man, I'm telling you. And you realize real quick that they a lot stronger than what you think.
Because now that we in our 40s, I'm like, man, this is, like you said, your perception of 40 as a teenager is you one step away from needing a cane or a wheelchair or whatever.
Hover around.
Right. I can't get up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it ain't like that, man. I still feel like I felt when I was 25. So I mean, it is what it is. So I see how he was quick and got up on me like that. It is what it is.
All right, man. Look like we up against the clock, y'all. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into our topic of the night, working with Bae and all the situations that can arise from workplace romances. Y'all are tuned into the Hold a Husband podcast. We'll be back in a moment. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hold a Husband podcast. Tonight we are talking about working with Bae, where you got a sneaky link or a romantic situation going on at work, and all the kind of ramifications that can come from it. We've seen the bad. We all know, it could be extremely bad. You can lose your job over it. There can be workplace violence, and we've even seen, love triangles. A situation can be fatal, depending on who's involved or the scenario. So a lot of people shy away from workplace romances just for that reason, just because of all the toxic situations or the toxic potential that is there. But there's something about being around people that you're attracted to for such a long period of time, that statistically you're more likely to end up dating somebody that you work with, just because of the amount of time you spend more time around your coworkers than your family.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Me personally, I have never dated somebody that I work with or slept with a chick or none of that. And I've had them try. Don't get me wrong, many of them, bro. And I've had women come to my Instagram, from work and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't deal with people I work with," and then block me afterwards. But you know what? I have seen people get fired, and I have seen it go bad, man. Personally seen this on more than one occasion, and it's typically the man. I've never seen a woman get fired for it. Yeah. It's only been men that I have seen get fired for messing around with somebody at work, Udoka. So, it's just one of those things that's a double standard that men got to deal with. Yep. So I personally don't even engage in it, man. Yeah, you look good, but I'm straight on you, sweetheart.
Yep.
What about you, Jay?
I'm in line with SD there. I've never dealt with a woman that I worked with or slept with a woman that I've worked with. I always try to keep it, keep arm's length. And there's definitely been opportunities. If I would have just really pressed on or tried to, I can see when a woman's trying to flirt on me, try to get on me. I can see those, but it's just I never engaged in it, never cared. Because let's just say, okay, it goes good, and once things go south, then it's awkward when you go there every day. And I just never wanted that kind of feeling when I went into work.
Yeah. Oh, well, y'all better than me, man. I've smashed lots of coworkers, bro.
Wow.
When I was in college, bro, I worked at a call center. And so I was the nigga at the call center, dog. Like Like they had a position where they was called coach, where you get to walk around and assist people. You know what I'm saying? Having trouble. So, but you had to wear a tie. So I'm coming in there suited and booted. This is when I'm at my just physical prime. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh out the army, straight into college. Bro, between me and this is where my reputation and everything was so, solidified, was at West Teleservices. So I was having orgies. I linked up with the other dudes at work that was running through hoes. My roommate, we could always. So anytime I met a chick at work, I could always be like, bring your roommate or put her on my roommate. And bro, when I say, I mean, it's a bad habit. You're right. It can go south. That was very risque. You know what I'm saying? Like, but bro, it's so hard when you're around that many attractive women every day, and they, like you said, the cologne game, the looking fly, looking good. You get so much practice. You know what I'm saying? And shooting your shot. Bro, it just felt like playing pickup games for an NBA player or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, listen, I did have a situation with a chick at work where I had to actually take steps to stay away from her and document, like save everything that how she was coming at me, because she had asked to use my phone one day. So I let her use my phone because we were cool at work. I let her use my phone and she went through my pictures. This is why I don't keep, this is why I don't keep meat pictures in my phone anymore. Shorty went through my phone. She went into my pictures and looked at my phone and sent me a message like, yo, look, I need that. And I'm like, I said, look, I got a woman. And she was like, I don't care about your woman. I've been sleeping with a married dude for 3 years, so I don't care nothing about your woman. This is at work. And she
was offered to be a sneaky link.
Yeah. And I told, you know what I'm saying, a couple people at work know about this. And they told me, hey, save all of the save everything, every email, save everything that she's sending you, because I was like, look, I kept telling her, no, I'm good. I got a woman. I don't want to do that. I don't mess with people that I work with. And she like, I don't care. And I just didn't know where it would go. So I just saved everything. And I still have it to this day. She don't even work there no more. She ain't worked there in like 4 or 5 years. But I still got that stuff because I want to show like it wasn't me. She went through my phone and talked, and she like admitted all of this. But
that was slick.
That was slick. Yeah. I think she did it on purpose, though. To go try to go through my phone.
Oh yeah. Probably did. Got do low twist there.
Yeah, you got to guard yourself though, man. You really do, because I don't play with my money. That's one thing I don't play with. I don't have a problem getting women. You know what I mean? So work is the last place that I want to get one, because it can mess up my livelihood.
Have you seen anybody that ended up getting together through work? Because I've seen that a lot as well, where people end up married, like you see a couple like, we met, we worked together. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that all the time, because one of the things that I think makes that happen is your coworkers see you day in, day out. They see what you're going through. They hear about your kid with the surgery. They hear about your mom passing away. Like, so you can have a lot of emotional bonds with people that you wouldn't normally be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all it takes is one interaction or one connection to have a child or end up in a serious dating situation.
Ted, real quick, being, and I think you can attest to this, being in the military, we've seen people get together, still together to this day. I was back in, mid to late 2000s, and I remember when they first got together while we was in there. I'm like, wow, they still together to this day. 10, 15 years later.
Yeah, what, man? I've seen some of the craziest, ridiculous situations at work where these here people work together, the husband and the wife. And the wife sleeping with this dude over here, and the husband has no idea. Everybody knows.
How does he not? Wait, how does he not know?
And I'm like, what in the world? Hey, man,
sad to see, bro.
People, and I've seen women get caught up in it or worried about getting caught by their husbands. I've seen them go to accuse the person that they were dealing with of stuff and get that person fired and get paid behind it. I have seen it more than once on the job, and I'm like,
so they get a settlement from the job over that?
Yep. Because most times they claim that, hey, I'm so distraught. It's so many people that know that this happened to me, so I can't work anymore, and the job don't want the type of problems. So they say, here goes $600,000. Just go ahead.
Whoa, you talking about money like that?
That's a hustle for real within itself, right there.
It is a hustle. If a woman want to do it, she can do it, because most times, and this is the issue with it, and this is why guys should stay away from it. They not gonna believe you, bro.
Nope.
They not gonna believe you no matter what you say, whether it's true or not. If it ain't on camera, where she say, okay, he pinched my butt, and they say, okay, where? And they got a camera there, and it don't show that, and you can actually defend that. You done. You are done, because they can't have you there. That's why I guard myself at work. I don't get on the elevator with just me and a woman. I don't go work out with just me and a woman. I take the stairs, because I just want to guard myself and my livelihood away from any nonsense.
Yeah, I've seen dudes get fired over flirting with a chick, because their reaction is largely dependent on if she's attracted to you or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you flirt and she like you back, it's all good. But man, that shit turns into harassment so fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can change.
Listen, office flirting is only acceptable if she likes you back. Otherwise,
I mean, but see, the thing that makes it so toxic is, in my situation, I was at a call center, so it was real high turnover. Chicks would work there for a month or two, couple months, and then be gone. Like, so it wasn't like your typical job where you got the same group of people for a long period of time. So that made it in and out. New chick, I'm smashing a new chick. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that many people that were around there for years. But in any situation where you meet a chick, you go from strangers to having sex, and then y'all fall out, or she cuts you off, or you cut her off.
Yep.
There's usually bad blood there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where rumors come up. You know what I'm saying? Reputation. Like, now I did have some negative consequences, you know what I'm saying, in that regard. People telling lies on you and things of that nature. And it's shocking. The first time a woman lie about having sex with you, you're like, man, I ain't smash you. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, well, I thought only dudes did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you will see some unusual situations. But to me, I felt like I used it more as like a playground. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was honing my skills as far as getting women. Yeah.
It is what it is.
But
hey, man, having dick discipline is so important, and you don't realize it until you get a little older, man, and get in certain situations. Because, like I said before, it can take your livelihood away. Look at Ime Udoka. He's making $3 million a year, and now he can't touch that, and he probably won't get it again. He probably will never coach again in the NBA and make $3 million a year, all because he didn't have no dick discipline and couldn't control himself and tell this woman no.
Well, I think here's the thing. You know, the reason why he won't resign, because, you know, if he resigns, they won't pay him the money on his contract. If he gets fired, they have to honor out the rest of his contract and pay him whatever's left on his contract.
Yeah, I wouldn't resign. Oh, hell no.
I wouldn't either.
Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that they said that they found out about their situation a couple of months back and warned him to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to make smarter decisions. And like you said, the dick discipline thing, like, your life is so much more stress-free when you're not cheating, or you ain't got nothing scandal that can come out. Like, one of the things, like, being in my position, you know, being a relationship coach and having a platform and, you know, being on social media and all that makes it easier for me to do right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm not trying to have to explain this to my daughter or my mom or my wife why I'm in some thoughts DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You don't want to end up
And
like
then-
the homie Derek Jackson.
Right,
Oh,
right.
man.
You know what I'm saying? But I always say, you know, I've been saying for years, we live in a screenshot generation. Well, it's extended even further. The Ring cameras where they motion detectors, sound and video, you don't know where you could be activating the camera across the street. You know what I'm saying? So a sneaky link ain't as, you know what I'm saying, as inconspicuous as you may think it may be.
Right.
And now with tracking devices, with locating phones, man, it's a dangerous game to be out in the streets these days.
Just stay single, man. Just stay single and do what you want to do. Don't bring nobody else into your mess, or be honest about it. Like, yo, this here's what I do. I like multiple people, whatever the case is, and live your life like that. Like, it's easy. If somebody want to deal with you, they'll deal with you anyway. That's the way I see it.
Fellas, really quick, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this in your workplaces, right? And I've seen it as well. You know, either a husband leaves his wife to be with that woman, and vice versa. Like somebody leave their significant to be with that person at the job. I'm sure it does. I've seen this plenty of times.
That creates so much negative energy, bro. Because you got the friends, other, you know what I'm saying? Like it almost puts you in a position where you got to pick sides. You either cool with it, or you know what I'm saying, or you not. But yeah, man, because in a lot of workplaces, it feels like family. You're seeing the same faces. You're seeing the seasons. You're seeing their kids grow up. You're seeing they pictures on their desk and all that type of stuff. So yeah, man, there are lots of different things come up. Like the chick that's cheating on her husband ends up pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the people that know about it, or his roommate that he told, or his best friend that knows that they sleeping together. Yeah, man, it gets serious. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's worse? That in a lot of states is that if your wife get pregnant while y'all still married, and she pregnant by somebody else, you are financially responsible for that child. Wow. As the husband, you are automatically considered the daddy. It's many of dudes paying child support for kids that ain't theirs because their wives.
I say it's like 40% or something like that. Like it's a crazy percentage of men.
Don't let these women fool you. They don't let these women fool you to think that men are the only ones out here cheating, man, because that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie.
And somewhere I see this a lot. You know, Terry, you can test this on, especially on deployments. You know, person going married, they leave their wife, or someone leave their husband to somebody they met while on deployment.
Yeah, man. I mean, long distance relationships put a additional strain on a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, so in situations like that where you got a husband that's working overseas or somebody in the military, it's more often than not there's going to be infidelity either overseas or to the spouse that stayed back. So it is what it is. But one of the things that you mentioned earlier, SD, about the discipline is resisting the excitement that comes with being a sneaky link. Like one of the things that I really loved, like smashing the new big booty chick where everybody else is all on her job. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen everybody all in her face, but you're the one that she's actually gonna link up with after work. Like stuff like that would kind of feed my ego. To be you know what I'm saying? Like it's you're measuring yourself among the best competition. Because the bad chick at the workplace, bro, is vital to success in a lot of cases. Because bro, women, y'all might not understand this, but we really, really appreciate you getting jazzy, you wearing your cute outfit, you wearing your heels, you wearing, you know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that women do that make guys excited to go to work. Kudos to y'all.
Man. SD, man, you know, I didn't talk about dick discipline. Have you ever had a time at work where you were like, damn, you thought twice, maybe I should do it?
I did.
Okay.
I did, man. I had back in like 06 or something like that, man. And this young lady, we were working together, man, and she offered to give me some sloppy top at work. And I thought it was a setup because I was brand new. And I thought it was a setup, and I thought like, man, what if they got cameras around here? You know what I'm saying? And I turned it down, and I left up out of there, man. And it was just one of them things. And I was young. I was still a hoe at the time. That's what was crazy. Like,
that paranoia, that paper, bro.
Listen, man, I had the first button undone on the jeans. Like, oh man, hold on a minute. And I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, man, you know what? Let me go. So yeah, there have been times where I definitely thought about it, but you know, I use my better judgment being at work. It overrides my hormones.
I wanted to ask y'all, so what are y'all thoughts on this this work husband, work wife type situation where they might not be fucking, but they overly buddy and overly affectionate at work?
Don't let me find out about it. You ain't gonna be my woman no more. This what you doing at work? You got a dude who you flirting and all up lovey-dovey with? No, man. Because most of these here, a lot of women out here don't even like you liking a picture on Instagram, and you got a dude at work you talk about as your work husband. Man, if you don't get out of here, you ain't gonna have no real husband if this is the case. That's for sure. So I ain't with none of that, playing or not.
Yeah, I'm not with work husband because I feel like eventually that's going to lead. I feel like eventually that'll lead to something because clearly, if you're calling somebody a work wife or a work husband, the tension is clearly there. There's clearly attraction there.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right because it's definitely not going to be with some. I'll be offended. You saying like certain people, they call you they work husband. Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you could be my work husband, but we ain't gonna do that. Like, nah, I'm good on that.
Nah, man, I don't even play these games, man.
No, I mean, what I've learned from my situations like that is, you learn the true nature of the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the percentage of women that cheat, that are down to face ride in the office or give head at work, like, you'd be surprised how many women are turned on by these type of things. And getting the skill set to where you can spark the conversations where women reveal these type of things, those are the things that put a guy in a position to have success. So that's kind of when I said earlier, what I would be testing myself. I'll be trying to see how fast I could get the women to express their sexual interests or their thoughts or what they turned on or whatever the case may be. And then it just got to a point where like my reputation, even if I wasn't trying to smash a chick, she already had heard about me. And so it like, yeah, okay, well, at least she's going to let me fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
reputation to get you places.
So when you was at the call center, you got to a point where you had the women shooting their shots at you?
Women don't necessarily shoot their shot. They give choosing signals. Yeah, but they'll say explicit stuff. They'll say flirtatious stuff. And if you can tell when a woman is physically attracted to you just by her body language.
Yep.
And so I'm always, I was a hoe, so I'm pushing the envelope. I'm saying little slick shit, man. You look good enough to eat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just say little shit like.
T, how did you respond? I remember you said you was at a job and they said you gave whole vibes or something like that. How did you respond to that?
Yeah. It was a job where we was in a classroom and we were out of town, so we were staying in the hotel. We were all in the hotel, so it was some risky business going on. But I didn't know none of the people there, right? I wasn't one of the people that had just got promoted in the company or whatever. So I was a external hire. And so the first week went by where I didn't really get to interact with nobody or nothing. You know what I'm saying? We studying in the hotels and doing stuff like this. Well, when we finally get to go link up and go turn up, I go out with the black people. We go to the club and all that.
Yeah.
And then after the club, we go to Waffle House. So we sitting in Waffle House. I finally get to the three of most attractive chicks in the room. I'm finally sitting with them. So I'm like, bet, this is what's up. And so that was like, man, we already decided none of us are going to fuck you. So I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the co-worker vibe, like we ain't never had a conversation. That's the first thing y'all said to me. And so I was just kind of shocked by it, but they were like, yeah, man, you got whole body language. We can tell you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know whether to be offended, you know what I'm saying, or proud. You know what I mean? Like it was just I had never had that situation happen to me where 3 women had discussed whether or not they was gonna fuck me or not before we ever met. So yeah, that was like I said, it wasn't too many guys in the room for them to choose from. So
hey man, when you're a hoe, you'll take some default box. You know what I'm saying? It's by default.
Yeah.
You'll take it, especially if they fine. Yeah, I'm the only one here. What y'all gonna do?
Yeah,
man. It is, man. Take what you can get.
Yeah, man. Workplace, you got to be careful, y'all. More often than not, it's not worth it because the odds of it developing into a serious relationship or a marriage is small. But I've seen it. I've seen it happen. You see the most unorthodox link ups at work. Yeah. You got 4 kids, he got 6 kids, and y'all Brady bunching it. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, what the hell are y'all doing? Yeah. But I would say at work, you have a better chance of getting to know who a person really is. So I think it can ease the dating for some other people because you don't have to learn in a couple of short instances. You get to see this person among hundreds and thousands of hours of time, how they treat others, how people respond to them, and it can give you a better gauge of what to expect. Yeah. Look like we up against the clock, y'all. We about to be getting up out of here. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, keeping us laced with our background audio. Definitely appreciate it. And I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast. Continue with through our Cash App and our PayPal with the donations, and continue with the support by continuing to download the episodes. Jay, SD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up with me so we can get another episode knocked out. I'm looking. This has been another episode of the Hold a Husband podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.